My name is Winston Saga. Today I'm going to talk about the battlefield of the mind. Most of the wars are fought between the two ears. The time when you get up in the morning till you go to sleep, there is millions of thoughts going to bombard you. Most of the thoughts are very repetitive. You're going to think the same thought which you thought yesterday. And what you're going to think tomorrow is going to be the same thought. So you need to be careful what type of thoughts which you allow to come to your mind. Thought is a mental activity which activates your mind. Everything starts or begins with a thought. How you think and what you think is very important. Thought creates your destiny. The way you live your life and the way you're going to live in the future depends upon what kind of thoughts you allow in your mind. That's what I said to you. Thought creates your destiny. So every thought you allow in your mind will create your future. So every thought you create in your mind will create your future. So today's topic is mostly about thoughts and how you can use it for your good and at the same time for your bad as well. So you need to decide what to think and how to think to have a better future. All right? Now, thought creates your destiny. Thought creates words. And when you think, you always think in words or in pictures. So thought creates words. Words leads to behavior. And behavior leads to habits. Habits lead to value. That's the way you live your life. And value leads to your destiny. I'll repeat that again to you. Thought creates words. Words lead to behavior. Behavior leads to habits. Habits lead to value, the way you live your life. And value leads to your destiny. So you need to be careful what thoughts you allow in your mind. Your thoughts should not distract you from the blessings and grace in your life. So your thought should not distract you from the blessings and grace in your life. King Solomon, the greatest king ever lived on this planet, the richest king ever lived, once said, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As he continues to think, so he remains." Every thought you plant in your garden of your mind will run wild, will take root, producing its kind sooner or later. So guard your thoughts. So whatever you think will take root. If you think good thoughts, you'll have a good future. If you think negative thoughts, it leads to sickness, doubts, anxiety, and all sort of destructive things in life. Encourage good thoughts. Disease and sickness are rooted in thoughts. Never encourage fearful or doubtful thoughts, which will demoralize your whole body. Strong, pure, powerful, and happy thoughts will build your vigor and build grace in yourself. James Allen, in his book As a Man Thinketh, says, "Mind is the master power that molds and makes, and man is mind, and evermore he takes the tool of thoughts, shaping what he wills, brings forth 1,000 ills, 1,000 joy. He thinks in secret, and it comes to pass. Environment is but his looking glass." A man is literally what you think. Whether you're a man or woman, you're literally what you think. Your character being the complete sum of your thought. Your thought shows what kind of personality or what kind of person you're going to be. So if you change, if you want to change the inner aspect of your thinking, it will change the outer aspect of your life. So many times we look outside and see that's the reason my life is in this. That's why my life is in this situation. Because you're always looking outside. You're always finding fault with someone else. The circumstances, the environment, the situations, or your friends or family, whoever it is. You always point your head at somebody else. But keep in mind, every time you point your head at someone else, point your finger at someone else, three fingers are pointing towards you. So be careful. Thoughts are very powerful. Without thought, there is no life. God has given you the power to think what you want in your life. God has given you the power to think what you want in your life. Everything we created in this world began with a thought. The video I'm talking now is someone's thought. The TV is someone's thought. The television, whatever it is, it's all someone's thought. Even God thought about you. That is why you and me are in this world. Even God thinks. You are responsible for every thought because you pay the price. So you are responsible for your thought because you will pay the price. So if you think good thoughts, you know that life is going to be fantastic because there's no pain inside of you. But if you think negative and unwanted, jealous thoughts of malice, hatred, anger, then there's so much pain that will lead to sickness, illness, unhappiness, frustration, dejection, depression, all sort of negativity in life. If a man's mind has evil thought, pain comes to him or to her like the wheel the ox behind. You may see the bullock cart when the buffaloes, when they pull the cart, there's so much load at the back. It's so heavy. There's always pain on the shoulder at the back. So thinking painful thoughts are like that, carrying a burden on your shoulder and walking wherever you go. But if you think good thoughts, joy will follow you as your shadow. There's no burden in carrying your shadow. There's joy and peace. Every thought is a cause and every condition is an effect. So by changing your thought, you can change your character, and by changing your character, you can change your destiny. I'll repeat that to you. So by changing your thoughts, you can change your character, and by changing your character, you can change your destiny. So if you feel that you're poor and you're living in poverty and you're living by paycheck to paycheck, why? Because you're always talking about money. You say, I don't have any money, I'm poor. You're just giving wrong information to your subconscious mind to think that you're poor. As you start repeating it many times that you're poor, I don't have money, I live by paycheck to paycheck, your subconscious mind begins to believe that you are poor. So if you give information to your subconscious mind saying that I'm wealthy, I'm successful, I have plenty of money, start repeating it. Ideas will come to your mind. You will become successful. You will become rich because one small idea will make you a wealthy person. Think about Facebook. Think about Dell computers. Think about Bill Gates. All these guys, Oprah, they all had one idea. They planted a small seed because every seed has got a harvest. So if you plant good seed, there'll be good harvest. To every effort, there is a reward. Greater the effort, greater the reward. So what you think, what you plant, you're going to reap. Nothing controls from outside. Everything is controlled inside of you because the kingdom of God is inside of you. You control everything. So if you look at outside and say, I'm getting the pain from outside, it's not. I'm getting that pain because my environment is bad. No, it's inside of you. Start searching inside. Whatever happening inside of you is through your thought. What you're thinking, it puts you in that situation. So by changing your thought, you can change your life forever. So if you change your thought, it's guaranteed you're going to have a better future. You'll have a far better future than many people you can see or many people you go around with. Now, a man's mind is likened to a garden, which may be intelligently cultivated or allowed to run wild. But whether cultivated or neglected, it must and it will bring forth its fruit. If no useful seeds are put in, then an abundance of useless seeds will fall therein and will continue to produce their kind. So be careful what seed you plant in your mind. If you plant an apple seed, you're going to get an apple seed. You're not going to get an orange seed. But a farmer, if he plants an apple seed and expect an orange seed, is stupid. So if you plant good seed, you should expect good harvest. If you plant negative seed or not positive, anything which is not the right seed you plant and expecting a positive result, it's not going to happen to you. So be careful what you plant. Like the gardener who cultivates his plot, keeping it free from weeds and growing flowers and fruits, so a man may tend to garden the mind, weeding out all useless, wrong, and negative thinking, impure thoughts, and cultivating towards perfection the fruit, the flower of right, useful, and pure thoughts. And as you do, you will become extremely successful, extremely powerful. A man cannot directly choose his circumstances, but he can choose his thoughts, and so indirectly it surely shape his circumstances. I'll repeat that to you. A man cannot choose his circumstances directly, but he can choose his thoughts, and so indirectly it surely shape his circumstances. So God has given you the power to think the right thought. He has given you the imagination to think right. If your thinking is good, if your imagination is good, if you think about wealth all the time in your mind 24 hours a day, and if your self-talk is all about money and how you're going to accumulate and the purpose of getting the money and what you're going to do to get the money, you are going to be successful because your mind is full with thoughts about money, and that is going to help you. If your thought is full with health, you're thinking about health all the time, and also you want to help someone to be healed, or you want to help someone so that they can come out of the sickness or whatever it is, you start helping the person. One day you will come out of your sickness, or one day you come out of all the negativity or illness you have, because you always are thinking about health and good health, and you're also thinking about good thing about other people. So thoughts are very important, and the words you use are extremely powerful. So in your self-talk, in your imagination, or when you visualize, always put good thoughts and start thinking. And let the whole day be filled with good thoughts, good words, and good deeds, and that will make you a very successful person. You are the master of your thought. God has given you the greatest potential to be what you want to be. So by using your thought in the right direction, you can become the person you want to be. Wish you all the best.